Hi guys and welcome to another Train Sim Classic video. It's been a while, but I am looking forward to doing this video so much. It's a pacer. It's a pacer. It's a 142 and it's a decent one. Well, I hope it is. I really do hope it is. This is my first look, guys, so you're seeing this for the first time as well as I am. This, of course, is the new 142 pack from Armstrong Powerhouse. This video is, as you've seen me do it, I've not had anything to do with this beforehand. I've been very kindly get early access to the product to do a video of it. It doesn't mean I don't pay for it. I still do pay for it. I just pay for it slightly earlier than you guys do. Right. This thing starts with something different. I have seen bits of the sounds for the new gearbox in this. It's got a slightly different gearbox. Now, usually I just start and then read the manual. I'm going to be slightly different here because I need to know how the gearbox in this thing actually works. Because it was before my time. So we're going to do that bit of the manual really quickly first. And just explain what that is. I kind of understand it in my head. But I want to read it through for you guys. So you've got it and it sinks in more for me. And then you'll watch me completely and utterly mess it up as we drive it out of Manchester, Victoria here. Because that is a 1 in 47 out of Manvic. So it's a fair climb. So it's not like I could jump in this and just go. So I thought, let's actually do a read of this first before we do anything. There's lots of wonderful things, this manual. Right, so transmissions and engines. So this has an SCG RRE5 transmission, which is a self-changing gearbox. So when the Class 142s were fitted with self-changing gearbox, the logic was very similar to a first-gen DMU, where the engine revs up through the gears before the train reaches its maximum speed. The only difference being that the gear changes occur automatically rather than manually. Please see below the table of what gear to expect on each speed. So between 0 and 14 mile an hour, we're in first gear. 14 and 24, we're in second. 24 to 41, we're in third. And 41 to 75, we're in fourth. That could become important because we're going to have to hold gears and stuff, I think. When changing gear, the engine automatically revs down, resulting in a loss of power. For around 3 seconds, the engine revs back up and power is restored. With every increase in gear, there is a reduction in torque of the engine. So that means that the higher the gears go, the less powerful the engine is because the torque's being transferred differently. So with every gear, as a result, when climbing hills, it is possible that the gearbox will keep changing up and down between two gears if a higher gear does not provide sufficient torque to allow acceleration. This makes for a rather jolty ride and can impede progress as a result of the engine revving down for 3 seconds every time the gear change occurs. If this occurs, turn the hold gear switch on whilst you are in the lower gear. This will prevent the gearbox changing to a higher gear. Once the gradient is eased, you must remember to return the hold gear switch off to allow you to change gear again and accelerate. Please note too that the hold gear switch only prevents an upward gear change. So that's handy. All right, so when we're going, we need to wait until it's in the lower gear if we get any trouble, and then put it in hold gear until we get to the top of the gradient. Then we can turn the hold gear switch off. Right, okay. This gearbox is applied to provincial GM, PTE and chocolate and cream liveries with the original doors. The original doors! Take a look at my bus doors. They're the only ones I got. This gear, yeah, so we need to look at those. That's one thing we want to go and have a look at. Northwest Orange and Canterbury livery variants, which were recent enough to have the voice transmission instead. This also excludes 142050, which is fitted with the voice transmission from new as a test bed. There we go. Okay. So there's a first stage torque converter and second stage fluid coupling for the Voith one, but we'll get onto that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the older variant, the older engine and gearbox. I'll do up to the first station where this is, and then we will go and do, say, the modern variant as well, and take a look at that as well. And then I can talk through the manual and do all that bit. But now we know the gearbox bit, let's actually do some driving before you guys have already got bored and moved on. Because that's what we're all here for. Right. Let's get over to TS Classic. Make sure everything's good that side. And let's get going. So first things first. Hello, drive. First things first. First things first. Open the doors here at Manchester, Victoria. We are scheduled to start at 0718. And we have a couple of minutes. I want to go and have a look at my bus doors. Yes! Quality. Sheer quality. I don't know why the bus doors do excite me, but they really, really do. Not even a bus fan, really. That's cracking. Sounds nice on idle as well. It's looking very nice. Let's do a headlights when we're out here. So these will only not that one wouldn't light up. I don't think in this variant. It would just be markers or headlights. There isn't a double headlight. Oh, destination. Where are we going, man? So a Greenfield we're going. Okay, so should really be in the cab setting this up as well. Fair amount of display of destinations. Oh, have I just gone past it? There we go. Greenfield. Right, okay. I want my master key on. So that'll be Shift and W. And then let's pull ourselves into neutral. Cancel my AWS. What have we got over here? We've got headlights on already. Let's get instrument lights on. Let's get destination lights on. We'll have a look at the cab light while we're here. Let's have a nice little look around the cab. It's very nice. It's very nice. I like it. Oh, NRN. NRN. I've got DRA as well. That might just be a little bit of a limitation of not having too many cabs, I suppose. Anything on here? Hold gear switch. That we need that. And to know where that is. Right. What area are we in? Manchester's 017. 017. So this, the modern version of GSMR, these have NRN. Does me tippy seat work? No. Minus 10 points. Armstrong Powerhouse for no tippy seat working. Isolations, nothing there. Right hand side wipers seem to work. Anything on there? No. Anything on my back wall? Saloon lights or anything like that jazz? Oh, yeah, saloon lights, we need them on. Vestibule light switch, we'll have that on. Right, we're going to need to go in a minute. Remember, we're not here for the scenario. We are here for my really bad driving and look at the train. That is awesome. There is some nostalgia right there. Do you know how many times I banged my teeth on this bar when I was a little kid? Not on Pacers, but just on buses. Memories. I can smell and feel those seats just from that image. Just great. Mum going mad that I'd put my teeth on something that like 1,000,001 people have had their migging hands on. But I was a grotty child, so that's just that. Right, okay, we are in forward. Let's take my brake down to 1. And then let me put the PVC back in its position, and then we can go into notch 3. It's weird how different it sounds. So that's a gear change. Squeaking already. Right, okay, we've got to be careful here because we're on a gradient now. And I think we're going to need to... Oh, 24 mile an hour. What was that? Gear 2? Come on now, we're going to brake it before we even got it a mile out the station, haven't we? 24 was third, actually. So we're in third. Is it going to have enough torque to get us up here? Because we are sitting at this. Okay. It's not moaning at me yet that it's not got enough torque. Still accelerating just. So I guess it's when it gets to the point where it's no longer accelerating, it's going to moan at me. So it gets steeper up here. It goes to 147, I think, just up here, doesn't it? And then we can come off about the 30 on the HUD there. Oh no, I think we might make it up without needing to hold the gear, you know. I kind of want to see what it does. Do we dare reduce power and see? Let's drop a bit of speed off. Ah, now it's not. Now it's not happy. Can it do it? Can it do it? No, it's dropping off again, see? See, this is where I think we should be using the holdover button. So if we put now... There we go, it's kept the lower gear. My acceleration's much, much better, just as we're cresting anyway, but... This should hit 24. Right, now we're pretty good. Let's take the whole gear off. Oh, I like that a lot. That's going to be really tricky on some routes and some stations. Really is adding an element we haven't had in TS. Well, since the first gen DMUs. I know we're not balancing the gears there, but you're balancing that gear hold switch and all of that. What I meant to say while we're coming out of there was also the squeaks. I really enjoyed hearing it squeal while we were coming out of Manchester there. Right, another thing I know that everybody wants to see. I've already been spoken to about this. I've got to look for bounce factor. Due to their 2-axle wheel arrangement, which is fixed directly to the chassis rather than more shock-absorbent bogies, Class 142s are known for their rough riding. We've implemented this characteristic feature in the form of bounce factor. Brilliant. Which ranges from 1 to 5. Please see below what you feel to simulate. So number 1 is very subtle and representative of a well-maintained, continuously welded rail. Number 2 is fairly subtle, representative of a typical continuous welded rail. Number 3 is a rougher ride and represents poorly maintained continuous welded rail. Number 4 is a notably rough ride and representative of jointed track. And number 5, very rough ride and probably not representative of any realistic track conditions, included mostly for fun. 5 it is. That's pretty bouncy. That's pretty bouncy. Yeah, slightly overboard, but I still like it. Right, 4. This is 4. So this would be the jointed track one. It's pretty bouncy. So this is 3, so this would be the poorly maintained continuous welded rail. This is what I would sort of expect it to be at usually. This one looks about right to me. Oh, the passenger view, that's actually a bit tame. Oh no, yeah, okay, I like it. And then we've got 2, which is like well maintained. too drastically different between those two, to be honest. And this is one. You can clearly see the difference there. And then can you actually go to off? Can you even turn it off? So if it's not something you like, you can even turn it off. I think we'll keep it about 2, I think. A bit of fun, let's go for 3. And we're coming up to that station. So, let's have a quick look livery-wise while we're coming to the station. It's always really handy out. So let's wait till we've done the... We're also on a gradient as well. 1 in 100, but nothing special. But we're still not accelerating quite up too high, are we? Let's listen to a bit of coasting. I better put some brake on because I've got no idea what the brakes are like on this thing. Oh, good brake sounds as well. And I keep getting this little, like, you can hear the doors rattle and you can also hear a little thud every now and again. I don't know if you guys are picking it up as well. But you probably can if I shut up talking. Aim for 20 at the platform ramp there. I'll take that. Yeah, this is going to be great fun. This is going to be great fun. Let's start having a look around while we're stopped here for a minute, because we are stopped here for quite a while. Well, looks things come very slowly. Texture's lovely. So of course this didn't use the basic the DTG one, but there was a deal done between AP and DTG for AP to be able to use the base model of the 142 from DTG a few years ago, which is an exceptional model in itself, but this has been taken up to just a different level. Underframe detailing superb, texture looks lovely, the weathering's tame but very nice. Liveries, now you know me, I am not going to be one that will be able to spot a line being out of place on a livery or anything like that, but I'm assured that the liveries are pretty decent. To me, this looks spectacularly nice. Sort of late 80s, early 90s of this really appeals to me. The whole idea of just being the Pacers cover such a huge swathe of the network. There's going to be loads of Southerners now going, I've never seen a Pacer, never been on one. Nah, never seen a Pacer. That's a lie, Alan, because I'm from Surrey and I've never been on a Pacer. Yeah, I get that. Anywhere north of sort of Doncaster and below sort of Edinburgh has been Pacerland for 30 years, and also the West Country. Skippers, they were down there, if I remember rightly. Launched the Skippers. And the 143s, of course, and the 144s. 144s had up north as well. Wales had Pacers as well. 144s and 143s, I think, as well. Don't know if they had 142s in Wales. Not the man to know everything about Pacers. Merseyside as well. I've just seen the Merseyside one. So, liveries, you have provincial, which is, of course, the precursor to regional railways. You've got northeast with different destinations, northwest with different destinations, cab side locos, northeast, northwest, network north logos, network northwest logos, and with and without new doors and old doors. Plenty on the provincial livery one, right? GMPT, which is what Great Manchester Transport Executive, which is the one we're driving now. So there's this one, and there's an orange Cantrail GSMR GMPTE brackets LSL. Is that the new one? Guess that's the one that's now painted in this livery now, isn't it? Chocolate and cream skipper. So there were skippers. They did have 142 in the west. There you go. Great Western destinations, northeast destinations, northeast, northwest, northwest, east, south, east, west, all of them. Again, orange and Cantrail versions, orange and Cantrail northwest destinations too. Then there's the regional railways, so the dark coloured regional railway. Never know what it was actually called. It was sort of like a really dark grey, sort of vaguely intercity-ish, which I don't know how the board ever liked that, to be honest. Then you got the Merseyrail one with different variations, with the blue stripe and the darker stripes. And the Tyne and Wear one. Of course, forgot about that as well. That was probably my first ever pacer. It was probably in Newcastle that I ever saw. When I was but a bairn. And then it's got Regirail, First North Western logos, Valley Lines, a Riva logo. Then there's Northern Spirit, cool livery, which is the end, the green head on the light blue. Really like that. Riva Trains Northern with logos without. Then there's the First North Western, which is the dark blue with a gold star. Love that livery. Then there's Merseyrail with First North Western logos and Northern Rail logos. And they've all got different destination blinds. Then there's Northern Rail, the swooshy one, and then there's Northern Rail plain blue. And then there's Valley Lines in the green, which is all very nice. Then there's the River Trains Wales ones. So the Wales definitely did have them. I don't know why I didn't think they did. Various logos on all of those. And that's the liveries done. So even just livery wise, this pack is huge. I didn't reset you, did I? Because I came off the thingy with the keyboard. I would have had my guards buzzer there, by the way. Horn, we haven't had horn yet, have we? Little in that. So cab guide, you've got all the buttons and switches basically work. I've had a good look around most of these already. Couple button, uncouple buttons, engine stop start, sander works, hold gear, compressor speed up. That of course you'll need if you're doing a cold start. They're not pressable, no DSD. Oh, I'd like to have had the heater sliders working. If I remember rightly, didn't the original one have those working? Reverse and everything down there. We've already done these. We'll back up here and see that these work. Saw that works in the NRN. So again, a pretty full-featured cab. Nothing you're particularly missing apart from the heater in my eyes. So there's cab variants is beige with NRN, which is what this is, and then there's beige. Was actually change of gear, so it's frightening me now. So there's this cab beige with NRN or GSMR. Both have DRA and TPWS, and the later AWS actually. That 35 at Stadium Bridge, isn't it? A bit fast for a minute. And then there is blue with NRN or GSMR. Those of you who remember there's a very blue cab in some paces. No, never knew why. So you've got beige and blue, NRN, non-NRN, GSMR, NRN, GSMR. Passenger views, there are two main variants of passenger view are included. The first with as-built bus seats and the second with the newer Chapman seats. Sorry about the mouse, guys, it is on a new position. I haven't got the block on, so it will move around the screen a bit. On top of this, there are 8 different seat maquettes are provided. 8. Sorry, the sound of the thing's making going over points. I'm loving it. It's like a squeal and rub noise there. Oh, squeal and rub. That was very good. I like that. Oh dear. No, I like this. I like it a lot. I'm on the edge of my seat. Take a look at my bus stores. They're the only ones I got. Na 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 na. Right, pass views. You've got BR Provincial, which is the bus one that we are not in. Yes, it's the one we're in. Then you've got Northern Spirit, which is with the bus seats, but it's the different maquette. First North Western with the bus seats, different maquette. Merseyrail maquette, Great Western maquette, even got the dynamic lines. Then Northern Rail with the same seats. Then Valley Lines has got Chapman seats, so they're the rounder sort of one, similar to like we're on 156s, I think. They had the Chapman seats as well, didn't they? And Arriva Trains Wales with Chapman seats. So 8 variations in that in the maquettes alone. 2 variations on seating types. That'll keep all your passenger view guys happy. So we have the as-built engines. I'm not going to be able to read all of this manual. I don't think it is fairly thorough, should I say. There's a lot of it. So it's got the Leyland TL11, which is the one we have got. What have I not done? There we go. When built, 142s had the TL11 engine, due to being discontinued through spare parts becoming hard to come by. As a result, it was gradually replaced with 1993 and 1996 by the Cummins LTA 10R. From a driver's perspective, then, the real difference between the two is the sound and the Cummins engine being slightly more powerful at 225 horsepower compared to the 200 horsepower of the Leyland. By default in this pack, any livery variant with the newer doors will have the Cummins engine. For livery variants, the original doors, the Leyland engine. This means for liveries introduced in the early 1990s, such as Registrail variants, they will have the interesting, fairly short-lived combination of the Leyland TL11 engine with the Voith T211R transmission, because it's the 1-1 transmission. Tread brake simulation. So again, we've already sort of experienced that with that. By default, train slip braking performance is consistent throughout the speed range, so a full brake application 70 will have the same level of retardation than that at 10 mile an hour. This is a fairly good representation of how disc brakes work, but for stock with tread brakes, like the Class 142, it's not realistic. As a result, the pack has scripted brake force simulation, the relatively poor performance at high speed with a bite at lower speeds. We've already seen that in the driving, and we've had that in various packs now. The 156 and the 150 just got recently updated to that as well. Variable power and brake performance again, so it's plus or minus 10 mile an hour, maximum 10 mile an hour with a brake force of 7.5. Brake factor of 7.5 mile an hour, randomly selected. So every train you drive is going to feel different. It's a great feature that AP have put in, and I really do like it. Adhesion, again, different seasons, different types of days are going to play with your adhesion. You know this now with them. It's going to be very interesting with the this gearbox and the wheel slip and how do we manage that with the holding gears and trying to get into a higher gear when you've got more lower adhesion. Oh, it's blown my mind, but I'm really looking forward to it. Wheel slip protection's in, wheel slide is in, automatic unit numbering, dynamic exhaust. Oh, we've got clag factor. We've got clag factor. Not the best time to show off clag factor, so I'll leave it at 10. Horn variants. Ooh. I am on a climb here, so I want to just be careful that something's not going crazy in here. 4 horn variations provided under the guise of horn factor. Upon loading a scenario vehicle, we randomly allocated one of these horns. If you wish to change it, you can. Shift, Control H or Control H. So at the moment we have... See, I'm not hearing that loops out that in that horn when it's under power, so that's good. So Shift, Control and H. No, Control Shift H. Oh, or Control H. That would be sensible. Yeah, there we go. Control Shift H. 4. Right, okay, I get it now. What one do I like? Three. I like 3 for now. But I can change it because it's got horn factor. So 1 and 2 recorded on 142036 East Kent Railway. 3 and 4 are from 141113 at the Midland Railway Centre. Has NRN. You've already seen me set NRN up, which is great. Placement and scenarios, you can do all that. Modern version has GSMR. Dot matrix display, so destinations. This is a minefield. Doing this with the flirts at the moment, I tell you, I have a lot more respect for Richard and his destinations after how precise people want to be with their destinations. So, followed by Merseyrail, 142041 and a few others were refurbished in the early 2000s. One of the improvements was fit a dot matrix display destination to place an additional roller blind. This has been visually simulated in this pack. You will see it display when using the Merseyrail or Northern Rail livery with appropriate unit numbers. So you have those. Again, that can be controlled by F7 and F8. And AI services. So I'm not going to go into the destinations. There are more than you could need. Bounce factor we've looked at. Cold start. Brilliant. It's got full cold start stuff in it. That's fantastic. It's got a coupling procedure. Usually bits and bobs is next. Right, I'm going to save bits and bobs when we're in the newer cab. So that's the older version. We've all seen that one now. Hold fire for the next version, the new version. Right then, so we're back and we're now in the new, I say new, the newer cab of the 142. Let's just read our brief very quickly for this. Doors, of course. And GSMR, we get to register now as well, don't we? Okay. Cancel use, give instrument lights on, headlights round to head. Oh, there's day on the more modern ones. There you go. Destination light on. Oh, I've got a heated windscreen. DRA is there. Right, GSMR. We are 2 Echo 89. Oh, 2 Echo 89. 9, and we are at signal. God knows, is it in there? No. I'm just going to make it up because I can't bother to go out the cab. 252. Pardon me. So this is the newer cab. Saloon lights on. Vestibule lights on as well. We've still got the same interior, same seats, should I say. I love the purple one, the purpley pink. I love that. Ah, yeah, I like this a lot. What difference does it make with the vestibule lights? I think it is putting lights on over there. Yeah, okay. Right. We're ready to go. We've got a green. DRA can come off anyway. And then I won't forget it as we move. So where were we? Bits and bobs. I've gone down scenarios to find that scenario. Oh, there is bits and bobs. We'll do bits and bobs as we get going. We'll go outside for the pull away noises and the pacer noise. Everybody's probably a bit more familiar with if you're slightly younger than me. And the engine that stayed around longer. I suppose the best way to put it. Down to Step 1 City. So much more responsive. It's got that sort of bubbly exhaust noise that deafens you when you're only near a pacer at full chat. Impressive. Difference in driving's incredible. Really enjoying it. It's still no rocket ship. Of course, pacers were never known to be. So he's still on a good gradient. 1 in 47 coming out of here now as well. There's 1 in 59, then 1 in 47 on the other one. So again, you've got that still holding us back, but we're a good 5-10 mile an hour faster than we would have been if we were in the other gearbox. The same bit of the route, Alan. Idiot. I should have probably done something slightly different route-wise, but you know. Shows the difference between them. I think we did just hit the actual going over 30 when we came around this corner last time, to be honest. Definitely raspy. That's the word I was looking for earlier, was raspy. Right, bits and bobs. As built, only a night head. We should have read this earlier. Night position was only available. From around the time GSMR fit in the mid-2010s, a modification was carried out to supply a day option too. This is simulated depending on what livery or variant you use. Driver's guard buzzer is inactive when the doors are open. This is to prevent the driver incorrectly giving the right-of-way buzzer. Nice touch. Reverser must be placed neutral to start the engine. Power cannot be applied if the brake is step 2 through emergency. Emergency brake applies when be regained by placing reverser into neutral, brake handle into emergency, and power handle in off. That's going to be fun, because that's going to catch me out 1,000,001 times. The brake handle is placed as 2 or 3 emergency, whilst power will be lost. You have to come off before again, and we know that one these days. Units fitted with the original doors. There is no traction interlock, so power can be applied whilst the doors are open. There you go. 1 second delay between ABS magnet. Headlights only provide illumination sunrise, sunset. Saloon lighting will only be turned on by default before sunrise or after sunset, or if it's raining. Once again, this is to avoid an unrealistic appearance of projected light in bright conditions. Okay, I like the idea of that. LED body side indicator lights on with the latest style OHLE decal sticker and original indent ones with the earlier styles. Right. So this has the newer style, but the LED ones. Nice little touch. Oh. LED one! That was lucky. Just makes it more bus-like for me. That's cracking, that's cracking. So driving guide's very similar to most. Have a read of it, you'll get used to it. All the variations you can do with the scenario editor, same sort of jazz. Scenarios, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scenarios. So you've got Southport, Leeds, Manchester, Greenfield, Manchester, Vic, Huddersfield, Manchester, Victoria, Holyhead, Manchester, Piccadilly. Sorry, those first 3 are on Huddersfield, Leeds, Huddersfield, and the rest are on North Wales Coastal. Right then, let's start summing up. What do I think? I think we are in for a swathe of scenarios for routes that haven't been played for a long time. This thing's at home on multiple routes, and we are going to see it absolutely on every single one of them, I think. From North East England to the East Coast mainline sections to you name it, it's going to be on it. You name it, it's going to be on it. All important bit for a lot of you guys is price. This unit is priced at $29.99. So it's going to be the sort of going rate for a decent multiple unit train in this day and age, really, isn't it? Is it at the more higher end of the spectrum of prices? Yes. Is it worth it in my eyes? Yes. Cons, the only thing I'd think are a bit not, I'd maybe like to see some more variation in the cabs, maybe DRA not present in the older versions, some extra stickers about or something like that. But I mean, nitpicky. There's nothing really I've found so far that I don't particularly like. The pros, that old school gearbox and stuff is great fun. It's going to make driving those sorts of scenarios really, really interesting. And then this variation, you've got your standard pacer that everybody still loves to drive nowadays. We already get lots of scenarios and paces as it stands with the old 142 pack. Imagine what this is going to be like now. All of those scenarios that have got the 142 in, we can now loco swap this in or hand swap this in, and you've got a plethora of scenarios you can go and use. I need a thesaurus to say how many more words I could use for multiple ways of doing things. But anyway, the scenario potential for this unit is out. Yeah, I love it. I'm a very big fan of it so far. I love the noises it makes. I love the rattles, the bumps, the bounces, the horns. I think there's a lot of detail got into this. And again, it's just raised that benchmark a little bit more. And I'm pleased with that. Oh, cab heater levers working. Only because I like the idea of them sliding like an old car or an old bus. Not that they'd have any functional sort of ability. Oh, I didn't check wipers. Not the most irritating noise in the world. But you know me, I'd have no wipers if I could. Wiper noises, they just drive me insane. Even though I do like the accuracy of them being right. Right then, guys, so to sum it up, yes, I really do enjoy this pack. So far, so good. Very, very pleased. It's going to be great to see what the community do with this. Are these sounds to be ported over to a 143? Are we going to see that improved as well? Who knows what's next? But my advice is go and get it. Go and snap it up. Because I would pretty much bet money on the fact you'll have fun with this. Alright, and guys, thanks ever so much for joining me. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Head over to AlanThompsonSim.com for all your latest and greatest needs. Head over to Armstrong Powerhouse for this, because by the time you watch this video, this will be out. I will catch you guys all soon. Once again, thanks ever so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.